So hello there and welcome back to the channel. This is Mel's Gaming, here with another super special The Hunter Call of the Wild video. Finally it happened here on my Great One Black Bear grind. We finally have a 10 Fabled Glacier Great One Black Bear. Oh my days. Finally, one of the two Fabled Glaciers showed up, which is just wild. I have now had 5 Great One Bears total, and every single one has had a unique fur. I am missing one fur for the Great One Black Bear in the Hunter Call of the Wild, and it's the other variant for the Fabled Glacier, which is just wild. I saw this guy walking into his zone, obviously at night, and it took me a second because I spotted the bear itself before I actually spotted it and got the spotting outline and the information. And I thought, that looks like it's got like a silvery grey look to it. What's going on there? And then I spotted it, and I was more like trying to look at the bear itself than looking at the information. And then I glanced up and saw that it said 10 Fabled. And I was like, oh my god, it is! It actually is! It's a glacier! And I just lost my mind. Like, I've never had that with a Great One before. Normally, you see a Great One and you know straight away. But because he was walking away from me at night, the first thing I saw was that silvery coloured back. And I was like, is that a rare? What's going on here? Because, you know, at night it can be hard to spot some of the rare variants, and I thought it might have been like a brown or something. And then I spotted it, and it is actually a Fabled Glacier, and I completely freaked out. Because there was nothing else it could be, really, other than a glacier. And then I ran over to confirm by getting a closer look. And I just see the skull-shaped markings in the dark, which they kind of look almost like they glow when you see this in the dark, because they stand out on that darker fur so well. This is an incredible bear, and I've always wanted one of the Fabled Glaciers. I'd love to get both, but I wanted at least one of them for the Trophy Lodge. Because to me, I call them the skull bears, because they have skull-shaped markings on their face, and both of them have scars. They're just such cool-looking Great Ones. They are awesome. To me, this is everything a Great One should be. Like an old, beaten-up, scarred animal with some unique markings. And I mean, look at this guy's fur. When we take a closer look at it, it's not just the scars, it's not just the facial markings. There's a lot of detail and sort of discoloration in this guy's fur, which to me sells the whole idea of this guy being a really, really old bear that's just survived out here for years and years and years and years. And he's just like the king of all the black bear in this area, which is just such a cool thing, in my opinion. Now, in a couple of spots here, you may notice just a couple of little frame drops. I've been having some issues with Call of the Wild. I really don't know why. Call of the Wild's the only game that I'm having this issue with, where sometimes I get frame drops, and I really don't know why. I'm trying to fix it. But you might notice just a couple of little frame drops, like when I'm using the camera and stuff. But it didn't take away from this just incredible experience for me. I mean, this is everything I've been working for. In terms of grinding for a Great One Black Bear, this is everything I've ever wanted, was to get a Fabled Glacier. From the minute we found out that the Fabled Glaciers were a thing, this has been like my top favourite furs has been the two Glacier variants. They're just so cool. Like, this is just so cool. Such a unique and awesome animal. And like I said, to me, this is everything a Great One should be. Just a unique old animal, and he looks so old with that coat because of the discoloration. You could fully believe that this is just a really old bear who's been out here for the longest time, avoiding hunters and everything. And the scars on his leg, and I do think he might have actually gone aggressive there for a split second, because he did actually run towards us, but I couldn't spot him to confirm it, but it did kind of look like he might have gone aggressive. But back to what I was saying about the scars on his legs. I've always looked at this fur with the scars and thought maybe that's like where he got caught in a trap or something at some point in his life and he managed to get free, because they're very circular scars. Like, so a snare or a bear trap or something would make sense, especially, you know, with it being a bear. The idea of it maybe being scars from a bear trap makes so much sense. And then he's got this just amazing head. Like, the head is incredible. Those facial markings are just wild. And they are perfectly in the shape of the skull. Like, there's no question in my mind that that's what the artists who designed this incredible bear were going for, was to give them markings that look like a skull, because they just are skull markings, which is just awesome. Like, that's freaking cool. And I'm just so happy to finally have one of these guys actually here. What an amazing bear. Now, this guy was incredibly hard to get close to because of his feed zone being out here on the open road, and this guy was incredibly switched on. So, unfortunately, I didn't get as much close-up footage as maybe I would have liked to, but it is now time to take this guy. And I was really nervous, so I had to sort of just take the scope down and just wait a few seconds there. But finally, when I do take the shot, he drops on the spot, and I was so relieved. Like, I hope that me sort of, like, taking down the gun there helps to convey, like, how nervous I was, because I just couldn't get, like, perfectly steady. I was just not confident with taking that shot, so I just had to, just take a moment, and then readjust, and then put the gun back up, and then take the shot. Just what an awesome bear. I mean, just one awesome bear. He's amazing. Look at the scars. Like I said, they're, like, very circular around the leg. Just an amazing bear. And claiming him, he's a 27.66 scoring Great One black bear. So he's a really big Great One black bear too. And the music and everything, I just love this about Great Ones. They're just the coolest thing. Just so cool. Finally, to get one of my dream furs. Like, the Fabled Chestnut was in my top 3, and I am so glad I got the Fabled Chestnut, but the 2 Glacier variants were always the main goal of me actually grinding for black bears. This is what we were here for. This is just the coolest thing. And now, I have 5 of the 6 furs, and the only other one I'm missing is the other Glacier variant. So I don't know whether to, continue grinding, carry on, and see if we can get the other Glacier variant and then put these 2 in a multi-mount. I think that would be really cool. But obviously the chances of getting a duplicate now, it's a 5 out of 6 chance. So I'd have to be really lucky to end up getting the other Fabled Glacier variant. But I am so tempted to try, because the Great One black bears are so cool, and my Spotted and Fabled Cream are both in, like, my first lodge, and I've started a whole new second lodge now, where all of the latest Great Ones, the super rares, all of, like, my latest trophies, they're in that lodge now, because there's just simply, I've run out of room in the first lodge. So I've got 2 main lodges now, and I wouldn't mind having sort of another cream and another Spotted in that second lodge, because the bears are just so beautiful and they're so cool. And I said it in one of my previous videos with the bears, I've always felt like the Great One black bears have, like, an extra added mystique to them. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because they are a predator Great One and just a bit harder to actually end up getting. The bears are notoriously hard to actually get, and I'm just so stoked about finally getting a Glacier. Just what a bear. That is such a cool looking animal. I am so thrilled. Really am just beyond thrilled. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do now. I don't know whether to continue the grind or not. It'd be interesting to hear what you guys think, whether you'd like to see me go after the other Glacier variant and see if we can get both and then put these guys both in a multi-mount. That could be, like I said, 2 Glaciers in a multi-mount. That would be like a dream multi-mount for me, but the chances of that actually happening now are so slim. Like I said, it would be a 1 in 6 chance to get the last remaining fur. So it's something I could definitely do, and I just love the bears. I think they're so cool. And I don't take it for granted how lucky I've gotten to have 5 Great One bears, and each one of them have a unique fur. To not get a duplicate in those 5 is insanely lucky. And then I've had the 3 super rares as well. So I don't know what my bear RNG is, but it's absolutely cracked. Like, just insane luck in terms of RNG with the black bears. Really wild. And maybe that's my reward for persevering with these guys, because so many times, and you may have seen it if you were either in my Discord or the Hunter official Discord, I would say, oh, I'm going to go look at my black bears. I just can't with them, you know. I would get so frustrated because they act so strange. And I do still think bears, the black bears specifically on Silver Ridge Peaks and stuff, they need some changes, you know. Make them not spook from mountain lions. Give them a better drink time and stuff. You know, they used to be so much better, specifically on Silver Ridge Peaks. And then, in my opinion, the hunting for them was just absolutely ruined for no real reason. I feel that way about a lot of the map and animal changes, the animal distribution changes and stuff that happened with that one update, where a lot of the maps got changed in terms of home ranges and drink times and stuff for a lot of species. I feel like it did a lot more harm than good to most maps, and I do feel like black bear were one of the sort of victims of that. But like I said, I had so many frustrations with them, and then I finally got them going good. And ever since then, the luck has just been just insane. The best luck I've ever had in Call of the Wild. So as much as I still do think that, yes, I do think the black bears could do with some changes to make hunting them actually more feasible and more, you know, pun intended, bearable again, I am really, really happy with how this grind has gone, and I just couldn't be happier that we finally have one of my absolute dream trophies from this grind. But that is going to be it for this video, so I really, really hope you have enjoyed it. A super special one for me, finally getting one of my dream Great One Black Bear. So I'm just beyond thrilled with this, and I cannot wait to share it with you all. But that is going to be it for this one, so thank you so much for watching and for all your support as always. You guys are amazing, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.